Good morning, Groovers, and welcome to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. Holy shit, guys. I wanted to teach you how to make coconut pancakes. I've always got coconut flour in my pantry. Do you think I've got any? No. So a bit delayed kicking off because I had to Google substitutes and ratios because coconut flour absorbs a lot more, and so I've done that. I'm going to be using almond flour in these coconut pancakes. I'm making a cuppa because I just need to take a deep breath before we embark. So anyway, I was ready to go live, and then I read the instructions, and the first thing I've got to do is whip some egg whites with a hand mixer. Do you think I had the hand mixer planned? No. So we're just going to set that up. Good morning, Deb. Hey, how are you feeling? I'm a bit wonky from daylight saving. Had a nice little sleep in and, can't really complain, but, yeah, it's left me feeling a tiny bit disoriented, I must admit. All right. I don't use this groover very often, so what are we doing? You go in there. Like it's got one, hey, Scout. It's got one whisk attachment, and then it's got all these other random ones like this one. So should we try that one, or if it goes in, it goes in. All right, so I'm just getting this set up. But yeah, I don't use this very often. I use my KitchenAid a lot more than I use this little thing. You're a bit the same. Yeah, I'm a bit wonky. But this is a low carb pancake recipe, which I do experiment with low carb, as you guys know. So this is a recipe off Diet Doctor. I haven't made it before. There's a blueberry pancake recipe that I do make, but it needs cream cheese, and I don't have any, so that's why I didn't. But I think that might already be on my, or may not be. It could already be on this website. Not sure. Oh, have you tried the? Oh, sorry, Scout. I saw your comment about the smoothie, the lime smoothie. Have you tried it? It's so yummy. Who would have thought that like cottage cheese and sour cream and Greek yogurt and lime would be so delicious? Oh, I love that smoothie. So, yeah, the coconut pancakes, normally we'd be making it with coconut flour. Not yet. Well, when you do, let me know what you think. I'm going to be using almond flour. So the ratio with almond to coconut is you use 4 times the amount of the almond flour and then add liquids. And when it gets to the consistency you like, you stop. Because, yeah, coconut flour absorbs a lot more. So, look, this is all going to be very hit and miss. But let's see how we go. I'll just finish making my cup of tea. Oh, you've got it on your shopping list. Go, Scout. It's a beautiful day here. Sunny is somewhere. She's out in her enclosure. Bless her. She's a good girl. I always say to her, so anyway, cheers, everyone. Make yourself a cuppa. Yeah, I always say to her, it's a gorgeous day, Sunny. You should go outside in your enclosure. And she just looks at me like, don't tell me what to do, but she has actually gone out there. She's enjoying the morning sun. I've already been to the beach. I've done a bit of housework. I'm going to do these. Oh, and tonight, Groovers, I'm going to go. I was about to say my green bowls are going to become iconic. All my Deb will like this. All my Pyrex ones that I collect, because Deb has bought a boat. And on her boat was a Pyrex bowl, and she messaged me and said, do you want this bowl? I know you collect them. And I looked at the pattern and went, I don't collect that ugly pattern. Anyway, Deb's now madly in love with her Pyrex bowl. But yeah, I'm going to become iconic from my green bowls, hopefully. All right, so we're going to whip up firstly some egg whites. So we want, by the way, I'm doing servings for 2. I have put the link to the recipe in the description, and if you want to try them, you can put however many servings you want and it adjusts the ingredients. Sunny girl, you do you, girl, as per Auntie Scat. That you love that bowl, Deb. You do. I told you you'd fall in love, and you have. All right, so we're just going to separate the eggs. So for 2 servings, we need 3 large eggs. I used to have an egg separator that was, oh shit, I've broken the yolk. Oh my, Tori. Oh, what's a bit of yolk? I do like cracking yolks around here, as you all know. Yep, I'm here all week. Try the schnitzel. But yeah, I used to have a Tupperware egg separator that was genius, but I don't know what happened to it. I mean, I don't mind doing them by hand, but I'm making a mess. I'm really wonky from daylight saving. It's knocked me around. Or it might have been from being live. Well, actually, it might have been from the rums I drank yesterday. Look, I don't know, but I'm a bit wonky. So this could be quite the cooking adventure. All right. If I need the yolks later, we're going to have to separate them from all this shell. I haven't even read the recipe. It's all been a bit of a chaotic flurry around here this morning. Okay. Let's hand beat these. We are going to whip them up with a pinch of salt as well. And yes, there is a tiny bit of yolk in there. I did chat with Turtle. Oh, did she go live again today? You finally got my cracking yolks. Yeah, I did. I went into one of her lives last night. It was fun. Bit of noise pollution coming up. Oh, and just so you all know, we are going to whip these until they get those little stiff peaks forming. So this could take a while. Getting a good action shot there. I hope so. A whippity-doo-dah, whippity-ay. I shouldn't stop it because every time I do, I've got to crank it back up to 6 again. I just read the next step of the recipe. Yes, I need the yolks. I knew it. Oh, my God, guys. This is like the worst cooking live I've ever done. Awesome. I'm competing with Kay. Yes, Kat, I was just glad when she went live that she was okay because Mel and I were both wondering how she was doing. So it was lovely to hear that she's doing okay despite, the horror and sadness of the devastation. Good on you for trying to cheer her up too. I know, look at me with my powerful beater. This thing's a weapon. I really don't use it that much, but now I'm thinking, why not? Come on, Tor, this thing's a demon. It's a beast. I think I'm getting RSI. I'm going to swap hands. The soft peaks are nearly formed. Or was it the stiff peaks? It's too much porn at this hour of the morning. Too much porn at this hour of the morn. It is what we're about. Love, support, and hugs. Absolutely. Okay, look out. There's a new sheriff in town. I got power and I got a green bowl. I've actually got 3 green bowls. You're going to see the second one shortly. Up to 6 we go. Here we go. Look, I'd call that a stiff peak. Look at that stiff peak. That's an egg white erection right there in the bowl. Look at it. Look at it. So I'm stopping there. Whoops. And we'll set that aside. I'm going to get this out of the way. My little beater did a great job. Thank you, little beater. Okay. Oh, my goodness. What's about to happen? Meat. Green bowl number 2. And I've got a second one like this too. I think they came in a set. Hang on, I just need some tea. It's a shame there's only 2 of you here because so far this has been absolutely appalling and lots of porn and erection jokes already. I mean, what more do you want? It is a mighty stiffer machine for sure. All right, so now I'm going to bring back into shot my egg yolks. So now we're going to separate the shell from the yolks because I'm a fucking idiot. Good on me. But, yeah, let's just sort this out because we do need them shortly. Oh, dear, Tori. What's a bit of shell between friends, you know? I mean, the beauty of me cooking just for me is it's just for me. So, yes, I'm just recovering the egg yolks. Like, seriously, if anyone walks in to me right now and they haven't seen me before, they're going to go, oh, my God, it's the Australian version of Kay. I'm just going to get a little teaspoon just in case. Actually, it's not looking too bad. I can't see any shells, so, you know, fuck it. There's a bit of crunch in my pancake. Who cares? Bit of trivia. Kay's name is actually Barbara Kay. Yeah, it is an interesting way. Look, I teach you new shit here every day, even inadvertently. So now we're going to wax it up first. We're putting our now nicely separated from the shell yolks. Exactly. Little shell or fingers give flavour. That's right. That's right. They sure do. We're going to melt some coconut oil in my mum's gorgeous little enamel pot. I love this. I use it a lot because I do a lot of stuff with coconut oil. And in Tassie, because we've got a bit of a temperate climate, the coconut oil solidifies. So we do want to make sure our coconut oil is melted, and we're going to put a tablespoon in this little dish. Aussie! Hello, beautiful. Welcome to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. It's already been a bit porny, this one, and I've also just taught everyone how to separate egg yolks from the shell because I separated the eggs to whisk up the whites to create some stiff peaks, and in doing so I threw the shell and the yolks all into the same bowl without realising I'd need the yolks later. All right, so we're going to melt down that tablespoon of coconut oil. Just cleaning up my tablespoon measure thing in case I need it later on. And we're also going to add 90 mils of coconut milk. So at least I've got the coconut oil and the coconut milk, and I would have used coconut flour because I assumed I had some because I always have coconut flour, and fuck me dead, I don't have any. I'm going to show you how much 90 mils is. It's not much. It's about that much. Coconut milk. Obviously, if we did have coconut flour, that would make the coconut flavour even more coconutty, but we're going to be subbing it with some almond flour. Yes, you missed my big stiffy making machine. You you arrived when I broke the shell in the bowl. But did you see my erections? All right, the coconut oil has melted, so add that in with your egg. Oh, it's spitting. And your coconut milk. And we're going to whisk this together. In hindsight, I'd probably add the coconut milk to the egg first and then the coconut oil because we don't want scrambled eggs. So you've got to give it a pretty good whisk because that coconut oil and egg was starting to cook. I'm cooking with Kay. I've been watching her too much lately. She's rubbed off on me. All right. I've got most of the egg lumpy bits out, though, so that will do. Yes, lots of erections here. Daylight savings knocked me around. I'm an absolute twit at the moment. Now, next you'd be adding coconut flour, and you only add 25 grams if you're using coconut flour, but I'm using almond flour because I don't have any coconut flour. And I just had to Google before I went live what the ratio is because I know with coconut flour it's always less than other flours. So it's 4 times if you're using almond flour. So we need 100 grams. But with the almond flour, the trick is to just sort of add it and mix it. And when you get to the right consistency, stop. So we may not use all of that almond flour. We'll just wait and see. But rather than just whack the whole thing in, it may be not, the ratio may not be right. But we do have extra coconut milk if we need it. Yes, almond flour will give it a nutty flavour to coconut and almonds, absolutely. And I think I'm going to serve these with some fresh blueberries. I think that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, is add the baking powder. You only need half a teaspoon. And like I said, this is for 2 people. But if you do click on this link and go to the recipe, you can choose how many people you want to feed and it adjusts the ingredients. So, yeah, half a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm putting that straight in first. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of the almond flour, like about 1/3 of it. And we're going to give that a bit of a mix. But you basically keep adding the flour till it sort of gets to a consistency that you want for your pancakes. Now I've got lumpy bits of almond flour too. So there's going to be quite a few lumpy bits in these pancakes. Just showing you what that's like after. In fact, I might bring the whisk back for a minute. This is a lot of fucking around for a Sunday brunch. Would not recommend making this with a hangover. It's fiddly. But it's fun. Hey, Green Eyes. Sorry you missed my live last night. It was good, though. That's kind of getting pancake mixy. I'm going to put a little bit more in, not all of it. I mean, when I say pancakes, these are probably going to be a bit more hot cake. They're going to be more chunky, not flat. If you wanted actual thin pancakes, but even if you look at the photo, the thumbnail, they look more like little hot cakes. I'm actually going to put a bit more in. It's egg whites that has the stiffy Aussie. Restream it as a premiere. I might have to edit it a bit because I did a lot of stuff at the end. I don't know. It was fun, but there was a lot of other stuff as well. I'm not very good at just sticking to one topic and doing a live and then ending it and going, okay, let's do some reaction videos. So I did some reactions as well. But it's like a 2.5 hour live. Do you reckon restream it as a premiere and just let my computer run while I go off and do the gardening and stuff? I think that's kind of good enough for me. It is a bit lumpy because of the almond flour and possibly a bit of scrambled egg yolk as well. All right, I'm having another sip of my tea. If only this was rum. I do have a small whole colander. I don't mind the lumps. I'm going to make it just organic. Yeah, the then and now bit's fun. I do need to do the episode 2 of that. I can't be in chat. I've got heaps of stuff on. That's what I mean. Like doing a premiere sort of, I think everyone can just rewatch it. I don't know if anyone else will come and watch it other than the people who joined in last night either. And there's not a lot of people that have issues with all the creators milking Kylie Rodney's story. All right, so that's the little batter. And now we're going to gently fold in the egg whites. And now I've got David and Moira Rose in my head. Fold in the cheese. What does it mean, fold in the cheese? Just fold it in, David. David. Fold it in. Yes, but what does it mean? Fold in the cheese, David. David. I ordered an apron during COVID, like lockdowns, that said fold in the cheese, and it never came. It was one of those, shonky Facebook bullshit order online things that I fell victim to. But I was like, well, if I'm going to get ripped off buying something on a Facebook page, then it might as well be Schitt's Creek. We're folding in the eggs. Just gently folding. Don't don't do a K and beat the shit out of this. Just fold it in gently. And you can, where it gets its name from is you can actually fold it over itself. We're folding. And we're going to let this sit for about 5 minutes just to let it all, I don't know, do its thing and thicken a little bit, hopefully. Hopefully. I'm still folding. Those stiffies are hard to break up without beating the shit out of them. There's quite a few erections. All right, they're folded in now, and they can just sit for 5 minutes. Like I said, this is not the best Sunday morning brunch recipe. If you're hungover and you want food straight away, make some toast. Seriously, just make some toast. I'll pop that leftover back in the almond packet. All right, so while that's sitting doing fuck all for 5 minutes, let's crank up the frying pan. And you want it on a fairly good but not crazy hot heat, sort of like a medium heat. But because this is going to get about 5 minutes to heat up, it's going to be perfect by the time this is sat and done fuck all for 5 minutes. Oh, we looked at you. Have you watched it, Scout? Because I looked at the trailer last night and reacted to it, and the headline said that the trailer was bonkers, but it didn't look great, but so you think it's really good? Oh, that's what we were talking about with Optus green eyes. Yeah, thank God I'm not complaining about being a Telstra customer at the moment at all. I think Chibi's like another Oh, there you go. It's a free TV app in your app store. I think it's only available in the US, Green Eyes. We'll find it. Someone will upload it onto YouTube. So I'm heating up my pan. Now you can fry it in coconut oil if you really want to go nuts with the coconut flavour, but I love cooking my pancakes and hotcakes in butter. So that's what we're going to be using. Now, there's not a heap of butter left in my butter keeper, but hopefully there's enough. But if not, there is more in the fridge. It's super great. Johnny's take of his relationship. Is it the same one? Because the one I showed last night in my live was about the trial. Maybe it's a different one. I'm going to get the blueberries out. I love fresh blueberries. Today's brunch will be served with fresh blueberries and cream. Now, you could whip the cream if you could be bothered. I probably could have just rinsed off my little beating things and whipped up some cream, but I'm happy to just pour it on. You're a butter girl too? Yeah, well, look, Kay cooks with margarine, and I don't want to tell her that if she has a look at margarine before they add colouring to make it look like butter, it's actually black slime. But she don't like the butter, so she cooks with marge all the time. And I'm like, hey, I think this is thickening a little bit. It's quite a runny batter. I'm actually going to add the rest of that almond flour. It's not much. It's only like a tablespoon. I do find the sort of low-carb, healthy versions of pancakes and stuff, like it's very hit and miss. I don't have an egg ring anymore because I almost feel like this batter needs to go into an egg ring, but they can be really hit and miss. So we'll see if these are yummy or not. But I do have some other low-carb pancake recipes that I know are awesome, like hotcakes and stuff like that. Isn't margarine a molecule away from plastic? Pretty much, Green Eyes, pretty much. All right, let's whack some butter in this pan. And like I said, we're just doing a medium heat. I might turn it up a tiny bit. Just past the medium we're going. But yeah, sometimes the shapes and sizes are a bit weird. But the other thing is I do have some low-carb bacon. I do have some low-carb pancake recipes that I end up doing them like the Canadian breakfast with bacon and maple syrup. Oh, my God, yum, yum. So I will make pancakes again soon. But I do like just experimenting with these sort of new fandangled low-carb versions of things just to do a test run and see if they're great or not. And like I said, I've had real hit and miss. So I'm not expecting these to be amazing. But I might be pleasantly surprised. I don't know. And I'm actually going to use like a little 1/4 cup measurer to use the batter to put it into the pan. Not because I care about them being the same size, or they will be roughly the same size, but also smaller ones are easy to flip. But I'm doing it because I can be really slapdash and end up with, like a giant pancake and then a tiny little one. But I'm just going to put the batter. I hope you can see the frying pan a bit better. I'm going to do 3. And let's see what happens. One thing I would suggest when you do anything low carby, because they sub out with, you always burn them on one side, Deb. You raise a clean ketchup bottle. Yeah, that's a great idea, Scout. I don't make them often enough to think of things like that, but that is a really good idea. You can all see the pan, because I prefer to use that element because it's the big one, so the heat's more consistent. But yeah, with low carby stuff, because they sub things out, often the food's very delicate and doesn't flip over very well, and it can be a real pain in the bum. I'm going to use the same principle cooking these pancakes as I do with pancakes using ordinary flour, that hopefully I'm going to start to see little bubbles popping on the top, and that's when it's time to flip. Can you freeze and reheat? Some of them you can. Let me see. This is so cute because it's a keto-friendly website. It's like, don't skimp on the fat. Like butter and coconut oil make everything taste better, and add sour cream on top. Scrumptious. This one doesn't actually have notes about how long they keep. Usually, though, the low-carb ones will keep for like a day in the fridge, but you can freeze some of them as well. But this recipe doesn't actually have that information. They're pretty consistent in size, and they're starting to get the little bubbles on top. And I like them a bit brown and crunchy around the edges. But also because it's low carby and flour and stuff like that, they tend to be a bit runnier. So I'm being a bit mindful that I don't flip them too early. Slide onto my flipper. Hey, perfect. Go, Tori, go. Oh, my God. I'm outdoing. Normally, I have made pancakes in the past that have been, look at these guys. It's like perfection. Seriously. Perfection. Oh, my God. You usually have some Yorkshire puddings from roast beef, have them with lemon and sugar. Really? I've never heard of that. That sounds delicious. You can use this batter in a waffle iron to make waffles. Good suggestion, Scout. I know. Go, Tori, go. Now, normal pancakes and pikelets and hotcakes, I don't mind it if the dough's a bit runny in the middle, but with low carb, I tend to be a bit more careful. But back to the things about keeping them and, freezing them or whatever, there is another recipe that I was going to do, and it's a cottage cheese one, but like I said, I'm a bit rusty after some rums and dancing yesterday at a 50th birthday party during the day. The thought of a cottage cheese hot cake was like, if it doesn't work, I'm not going to cope. So I went for the coconut ones. But what I'm going to do is make a little stack. Actually, that's the smallest. So I will cook the rest of these after I finish the live. Actually, no, I should do it now while the pan's hot. So I've made a little stack. I'm just going to add the rest of that butter. That is one rule when I make pancakes, is always add fresh butter for each round. That was how my mum did it, so I always chuck in extra butter because you want them to be like this each time. But look at that, guys. They're great. Perfect. They look just like the thumbnail. All right, I'll put these other ones on. And yeah, so you could easily, I don't have a microwave and I will have leftovers because I'm not going to eat 6 pancakes today. I just heat up my little frying pan, not this one, a little one that I've got, and just put it on low and just heat them through. But I've also seen people reheat pancakes and stuff in their toaster. If they're, stiff enough, rigid enough. They did come out perfectly. Perfect little stack. They look just like the photo. And for once, this camera is reflecting the truth. Now, you can put whatever you want on your pancakes. I'm going with fresh blueberries. You can put layers of butter and cream and whatever you want in between the stack. I'm just not being too precious right now because I want to do a taste test. But yeah, if you don't feel like you can, especially if you're doing keto, like they're all about adding butter and bacon to fucking everything and cheese. And like I said, I could have whipped up some cream, but I mean, who can be bothered? I'm just going to pour some on. And they are coconut flavored, so you could even sprinkle some shaved coconut on top as well, because that's always super pretty. Oh, guys, what started out as a disaster has ended up being an artistic beauty. Look at that, guys. It's my little pancake stack with fresh blueberries, cream, and shaved coconut. Oh, you love the... Yeah, I like this setup too. And I've actually bought... I've ordered a... Well, I've bought it. I've paid for it. It's on its way. Another webcam so that I can have one just sitting on top of my air fryer, which is on the other side of the bench. Oh, see, I've messed these ones up a bit, but that's all right. We got them picture perfect the first time. Yeah, so when I want to go live, I don't have to pull everything apart in the living room and drag it all in here. I'll just have to bring my laptop into the kitchen and away we go. Oh, and my microphone. But... And you could also sprinkle cinnamon. Delicious mic drop. You could sprinkle some cinnamon on there too if you wanted for a little bit of colour, but I like the white with the blueberries and the cream. Delicious. All right, taste test. I don't have a Lee. I do my own taste test. I'll be honest too, guys, about the texture and the flavour and everything else. I'm a bit bummed I didn't have coconut flour, but let's see. Let's see if they taste as good as they look. Yep. Yep, they do. The first taste I got was salt, which I love. I'm going to turn that element off now and just let those ones finish. There was a little bit of salt in the egg, and that was the first little bit I got. Yeah, you could add walnuts, any nuts. I've kept it fairly simple for today, but you could decorate with whatever you want. And look, I did think about doing bacon and maple syrup, and then I was like, probably not because of the coconut. There's definitely coconut flavour because I've put coconut on it, and there's also coconut oil and coconut milk. But I don't think, because it's got a salty sort of kick to it, I don't think it'd be that bad with bacon and maple syrup. Seriously. I can see that working. Yep. It's 100% a 10 out of 10. These are yummy. Let me just try a piece without anything on it. Texturally, like I find sometimes almond flour, almond meal can be a bit crummy. I don't mean crummy as in shit, but crummy texture. And it has got that kind of texture, but it's so light and fluffy that it doesn't matter. It's not, these aren't rubbery at all. They're amazingly good. I think on the website, everything gets scored based on, it only got a 3.9. I'm actually surprised because I'll be giving this 5 stars on their website. I'm surprised that rating is low as 3.9 because, yeah, these are really good. And there's so many different things you could put on there. Whatever you like having on your pancakes, whether it's lemon and sugar or doing some fresh fruit like I have. You could put Nutella in between each layer, and then there goes the low sugar aspect. I mean, Yeah, there goes the low sugar aspect. But these are really yummy. I'd give them a go, guys, honestly. But definitely on a Sunday morning, because there were quite a few processes with the eggs and everything at the start. It's not a chuck all the ingredients in a bottle, shake it up and make it kind of recipe. I don't know if she never goes live. They're always videos. Unless she also, I think even her Q&As are recorded. I would love to do a collab with Kay. I'd love to just get her to talk and I'll just follow along and see what we end up with. Because, yeah, she's gorgeous. She's my happy place on YouTube. There's a few like her, but she's one of the faves. But, yeah, guys, honestly, I can't stop eating these and I want to eat them while they're hot. But it is real life and real cooking. These are definitely worth having a crack at, guys, because if you do want to try low-carb alternatives, because I do feel good sometimes like not eating flour and stuff. Like sometimes not that I'm gluten, intolerant. But sometimes if I eat floury things, it can fill me up and I don't want to eat anything else for the rest of the day. And then I just pick on snacks late at night. And, carbs can actually mess up how I eat during the day. The other thing you could also have added to these pancakes are protein powders. If you're like really hardcore into keto and stuff, there's always room to add protein powder to anything they make. I got 2 paws. Thank you. I'm going to sign off, though, guys, because I want to eat these while they're hot. They're really good. Definitely have a crack. I think it's worth experimenting with low-carb alternatives or swapping out with healthier options, because I know this is going to fill me up for, until I get to the afternoon and probably want some hummus and carrots or something like that. Oh, and just another thing, guys. Tonight I'm cooking again. I'm actually going to do my first air fryer recipe here on the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. We're going to be doing a Moroccan chicken and vegetable dinner in the air fryer. And there's a lot of things that I really like about my air fryer, but my favourite thing is how it handles veggies. Like veggies out of the air fryer are just nom-noms. So if anyone wants to join me this evening or this afternoon, probably be like just after 5, I'm going to go live and do, some Moroccan chicken and roasted veggies in the air fryer. Yeah, green eyes, honestly, I love it. I resisted. I didn't understand that they are essentially an oven. They just cook quicker because the air's circulating around in the oven like a traditional convection oven just keeps heating up to hold the temperature, but an air fryer keeps the temperature by spinning the air around. And honestly, I love it. It's cute too. It's it's like a miniature version of my stainless steel oven. It's over there. Here it is. But when I cook in it tonight, I'm going to spin it round. And we'll probably prep everything here like Kay does on the stovetop, but with a board. And then we'll just chuck it all in and you'll get to see some air fryer magic. But I love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. And, yeah, if you've got nothing to do tonight and you want to come and see how to make Moroccan chicken and roasted veggies in the air fryer, come and see me. And have a beautiful day, everyone, or night, wherever you are. And definitely, now that I've absolutely mangled the presentation, but definitely if you're into pancakes, hot cakes, give these a go. They're really good. Really, really good. I feel the same way, green eyes, but I've removed so many other things from my life by getting an air fryer, so it's worth it. Yeah, mine's multi too. The only thing mine doesn't do is microwave, but it does dehydrating and all sorts of stuff, roasting, baking cakes, the works. All right, Groovers, I'm out of here. I love you. I'm going to eat my pancakes, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye from me and Sunny.